I can't worry about what you telling me if I wouldn't even get no advice from you. Especially when my mind is set. When my mind is set, nothing is gonna bother me or even rail me off that path. How you doing? I'm Carl Littles. This is OBS, which is the original Barber School and also the original barber shop. Barbering is a culture. As modern barbering evolves, you know, we do have well-groomed barbers, but we also have barbers that are dressed down, that are more in the inner city. We have some that are very corporate. We have some that are platform artists. But if we didn't have all of these barbers and we didn't allow them to have all those visions, then we put barbering in a box. You know, I had searched for something that was going to be, you know, originality. I wanted people to be able to still be original, being a part of the brand, and express themselves in that way. Where your smock has applause? Right back. That's your smock? Okay. Slide. We have some barber schools in the country that basically give you a textbook and say, okay, go cut hair, right? And don't teach the importance of the art of it. That's one thing I can see people not realizing that you have to actually teach. But not only that too, you have to wear multiple hats. So I'm not just in the classroom teaching theory, but I'm also on the floor explaining someone that's never picked up a pair of clippers or a pair of tools. I just can't give this tool to a student that's never turned it on or off.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, before we get our day going and we get to talking to you know who, how was everybody's weekend?
I can't teach ergonomics if, you know, they don't know how to hold the shear. I can't talk and be relative and communicate with staff, you know, our receptionists, our administration. I cannot talk and communicate with our lead instructor unless you have an understanding of how operations is supposed to go. But you have to actually teach. You have to have a system.
The type of melanin that provides brown and black color to the hair is what? A, eumelanin, B, phenylalanine, C, dark melanin, or D, light melanin. Which one? Eumelanin or phenylalanine? Correct. That is correct. You're stuck. Can't get these guidelines. Come on, don't be afraid to put your hands stuck. Man, I'm stuck in my relationship. I got some issues at home that I'm stuck in. Anybody? Anybody? You know what? Some of the richest people in the world and some of the biggest leaders in the world, you know what they do very, very well? When they're stuck, when they want to get something done, what they do very, very well is they make decisions. They make decisions. Right now, whoever's stuck, whoever's feeling like, man, it's the school, my relationship, my job. I'm just in a little rut right now. I can't figure out how to get that line out. I can't figure out how to set up my ball fade or my practical and my theory for state board. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. You know what you got to do? You got to make a decision and start working at it. Simple as that. Make a decision to start working at it. Hey, guys. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. Good. Textbook.
You still gonna go get that packet. Remember how you bring it over? You told you to bring it back? Now what you say? You're gonna stay here with me, right?
Yeah. Do I need to go grab the thing?
You grab it. Come on.
Yes, sir. This is me right here. These are my lineups right here. These are the hitters. These are my hitters right here. I love them.
Clipper that you get is all preference. Everyone likes their own style, you know? Every blade cuts differently. I quit basketball, so
I was just finding stuff to do, and I had it like as a little hobby, and yeah, I just expanded on it.
She actually goes here. Her name's Jess. She cut this hair. So I think this is one of my personal best cuts.
How do I go from running a shop to building the curriculum? You have to be extremely patient, and you have to have a lot of time, and not just time, but support.
So it's very important to have those subsections for your perm rods, the actual size of the perm rod. No thicker than the size of the perm rod.
We got the keys for the Barber School, and you guys are gonna know this date very vividly. March of 2020. We know that was COVID-19, right? And COVID happened and shut down everything. So frustration, yes, but I would ever want to quit. I'm in love with the transition of being a barber to becoming an educator. I fell in love with the whole process. I always say like the process sometimes is better than the prize. Final answer? Say less, that is correct. When I finally went to my first barbershop, I seen fathers, sons, mothers, sons, grandfathers and sons, uncles and nephews come in the shop, and they all kind of cling to the barber, kind of picked their brain, got current events, talked about sports, talked about things going on in the city and the community. And I always was just so interested, and I wanted to just be there more.
And what you got going on over here, brother?
Doing a mid-fade.
A mid-fade?
Yeah.
Okay, so a mid-ball fade or a mid-close fade?
It's gonna be a mid-close fade.
Mid-close fade, because I see you left hair right there, right? So I see that's good, that's good. So you set this guideline up here, you got this guideline here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're working this guideline out right now, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now we're gonna put in a 1.5 open, not closed, because we're gonna mesh that 1.5 open to that 3 with a 2.
Okay.
All right, you set in with a 3. I'm gonna put a 1.5 in, and we're gonna mesh that 3 and that 1.5 with the 2, open and close. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, bet.
The elements, which is the cons, right? Those are the cons. There's a certain percentage of con that makes up amino acids. I wanted to be able to have my touch and help someone that looked up to me, seeing how I carried myself behind the chair, how I talk to my peers, how I talk to the consumer, the clients, how passionate I was about the industry. I wanted to share that with the up and coming barber. So I think the misconception of it's just ran like a barbershop. I'll just come in, you just put me on the floor and show me how to actually cut hair, or I'll just cut hair. It doesn't necessarily work like that, right? Barbering starts in the classroom, right? They don't know how the operation's supposed to be. But once they get familiar with it, then it's a piece of cake.
Oh no. What made you start cutting?
The lack of my cousin used to cut my hair, so I had to do something about it. So I tried to do it myself. I'm a manager at a restaurant. I had 2 of my employees come to this school, and they told me so much about it. I came here and I met Mr. Littles, Mr. Mook, and I automatically loved the vibe. The vibe was fire.
It's good. Actually, I'm supposed to be my junior year of high school right now, but I tested out because I wanted to do barbering. My pops owns a few barbershops, so I always wanted to do that.
I like it. I love it a lot. I've been learning a lot. Falling in love with the cutting game all over again.
Honestly, at first it was just for the money, and then like as I got more into it, I realized that it wasn't just for the money. It was like make someone feel good about themselves.
The most important lesson that I want my students to take with them would be to always find the passion out of what you're doing. Do not chase no money. So I would tell my young self at 18 years old, you keep being just crazy behind this industry, behind your career. Just be insane behind it, because you'll reap the benefits at the end. Congratulations.
Y'all give it up for
Okay, all right, you guys ready? We got our motivational quote. It's a good one to start our week off.